What's up, YouTube? It is your boy Darriusofficiall, and I am back with another YouTube video.
I feel like everyone needs an outlet to avoid depression. You guys are my outlet.
So as you can see from the title below, this is a story time. To be precise, to be certain, to be exact. This story time is part 2 of the me turning out my straight friend. You know the last video. If you didn't see that video, then you need to be clicking this right here. Go watch that video before you watch this one, because this is a part 2. There's a part 1. All right. I just want to say thank y'all so much for all of the support. I love you guys so much. You guys really ate that video up. I'm talking about ate it up. No hesitation. Y'all ate it. Left no crumb. It was nothing. Y'all giving the girls what it should have gave. Y'all giving the girls hunger, feast, grub. You know, you're giving the girls, I want more. Second plate, please. Round 2. No, but seriously, I really appreciate y'all. Oh my god. And for all of the new subscribers as well, welcome to my channel. You are officially a daredevil. I don't know if y'all know by now, but we get lit on this channel. We have fun, we do story times, we joke, we cry, we laugh, and we move a lot. Like, I literally have a fucking problem with moving a lot, literally. But anyway, fuck all of that bullshit. Y'all are not here to hear me ramble. Y'all are here to hear about Noah and I. Also too, before I do get into it, I know I'm talking a lot, I'm sorry. Let me move this back some. Before I do get too into it, I was thinking, right, I had this great idea because me and Noah had a few encounters, right? This story time is going to be, you know, me explaining what happened with us sexually, mainly. But,
Sorry, could you say that again?
girl,
Sorry, I couldn't hear what you said.
because I wasn't talking to you anyway. But even outside of that, me and Noah had like mini link up where we just chilled, talk. I really felt like we were dating, but we weren't like dating because, you know, people could know. But that whole summer, we had some time. So I was thinking, should I give y'all a little series of like the events that would happen? Like, it's called, like, you know, I would call it Chronicles of Noah, or Chronicles with Noah, or Noah Chronicles, or My Summer with Noah. My summer with Noah. I like that. How do y'all feel about that? Cause that summer was a summer. That summer was a summer. That summer was a deeper in a doozer. That summer I put a depper in my deezy. That summer I put a depper in my doozer. How do y'all feel about that? Y'all comment down below. Anyway, okay, so let's get into the story. So, if y'all remember from the story time, the last thing that I expressed was how I was at Noah's house that morning after the party that night. So the next morning I was at his house. I woke up in a white t-shirt and some shorts, and I was like, you know, what's going on? Boom, bada bing. You know, he basically let me know, and he was letting me know like how he felt, and you know, everything else cool. Okay, so that happened, and then we went to school that Monday. Everything was normal, everything was chill. And like we would like speak to each other in school. Like everything went kind of back to normal. You know, it was like, you know, not too much was really said. I think that he was scared to really engage with me, and I was scared to engage with him because I knew what, you know, transpired over the weekend. So I give it maybe like a week and a half after that, we start back texting, like, you know, texting. And it was like heavy texting. And I'm like, you know, okay, cool. Like, you know, like, what's going on? What we doing? What a party? What we doing? Where we going? Like, you know, it was like, So I don't remember exactly what day it was, but it was during the week. And y'all, at this time, school was almost out. It was during the week because I remember being in school when I sent the first message. And I text him because I saw him walk down the hallway past my class. And so I had text and was like, get your ass to school. I mean, get your ass to your class, boy. You know, some little slick shit. And he just texts back with the laughing emoji and was like, how you know I'm not in class? And I was like, cause you just walked past my class. And he was like, oh damn, creep. And I was like, LOL, yeah. And then he was like, how you been? I was like, I'm cool, type thing. You know, so we're just texting. Y'all, I think it was on a Thursday because I remember we hung out on a Saturday and we were texting for like 2 days until we saw each other. But anyway, so yeah, so he just asked how I've been, and I'm like, I'm cool, whatever, cool. And then I couldn't finish texting him because we had like a fucking substitute teacher, and that I just remember that old bitch was on my ass bad. I'm sorry, y'all, excuse my language. But she was like really on my ass bad. She like, put your phone up. She's like, is this how you show respect to a substitute teacher and all this? And I'm like, girl, I'm not even on my phone. I'm just like, I'm closing out my apps. Like, you just doing too much. But anyway, so I couldn't text him right then and there. I didn't even respond to his message when he said, how you been? I waited till I got home. So that whole day went past. I didn't see him that whole day again. Like, I just saw him walk past my class. I got home and everything, and I was just geeked to like just get under my cover and just text this boy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just geeked. Like, I go in my room, I fucking take off my clothes, I jump right in the bed, and I'm just texting her. So I'm like, y'all been cool. I'm like, you know, how you been? Blah blah blah. Such and such. How this week been treating you? Because mind you, it's only been like a week and a half since the party, but I'm just excited that we actually are back talking because like that whole week I'm just like, damn, like he probably not fucking with me no more. Even though I know he was, because like we it's not like we, you know, ended on bad terms or anything. We didn't end at all. We just, that was that. So he just lets me know how he was and everything, and cool, bada bing. He tells me that there's another kickback coming up on Saturday, and I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, so you going? He's like, yeah, like you should come with me again. And I'm like, God, come with again? So I'm like, oh my God, like you're toxic. So I told him, yeah, but in reality, y'all, I knew I wasn't gonna be able to go because I got in trouble. I got in trouble with my mom. Like, and I used to think, like, I was like, you know, my mom, she really didn't care if I let her know things, like, just as long as I let her know. But if y'all remember me telling y'all, like, I spent the night at Noah's house, and I forgot to let my mom know that I was spending the night out because I didn't think that I was so fucked up drunk, and it was just bad. Like, it was fucking bad. So basically she told me, like, I can't go nowhere for like 3 weeks. She was like, I wasn't really grounded, but like I just couldn't go nowhere. But anytime my mom says that, it's like, it's not true. Like, it usually, she only has like an attitude for like a week and then cool. But I know she was pissed off because I stayed out. So I'm like, okay. So I just told him, yeah, because I didn't want to say no and then throw off the vibes. Like, I knew I was gonna ask my mom anyway, but like I was just really scared because I'm like, I'm probably not gonna go. Anyway, so then we start texting and stuff. Like, we finished texting and he's like, okay, cool. Well, the party's at this time, such and such, so I'll be there to pick you up. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay, cool. But I'm probably still not gonna be able to go. But I'm like letting him think that, right? Okay, cool. Y'all, so we, that was it. Like, we stopped texting. And that was, mind y'all, that was Thursday. The next morning, I didn't go to school. I woke up extremely fucking late, which I don't remember why. I just remember waking up late. But I also remember waking up late because that was another reason why my mom wasn't trying to let me go. Like, anyway, y'all just have to just be locked in. Just pay attention. It's all gonna play out. So I woke up the next morning. I woke up extremely late, like extremely late. It wasn't too late, but it was like 30 minutes after the fucking bus, you know? And like, I'm like, okay, wait, I woke up 30 minutes late. Like, I always wake myself up, but if my mom noticed that I'm like not up, she'll like knock on my door like, hey, you know, what are you doing? Get up. So I'm like, okay, like, I'm like, it's fucking late as fuck right now. Like, I usually wake up at 7:30 to get ready. Bitch, I woke up at 8 o'clock. I think school starts at like 7:45 or 8:45 or something like that. Regardless of whatever time it was, I forgot. But I know that it was 30 minutes after, and I woke up, I was like, oh shit, bitch, like, so I wake up and I'm like, why did my mom wake me up? Like, what the fuck? I go in her room, she's gone. So I call her, I'm like, hello, like, where you at? She's like, I'm at the grocery store. What the fuck are you at the grocery store this early for? Do the grocery stores even open this early? Like, girl, like, why are you at the grocery store this early? She was like, why are you calling me? Ain't you supposed to be on your way to school? I'm like, girl, I'm at home. I'm like, I missed my alarm. She like, oh my God. Okay. She's like, well, you need to Uber or something. I'm like, I ain't got no money right now, girl. Like, I ain't got no money for no Uber, which I had it, but I don't want to spend my money on no Uber. Like, I was working at KFC. You would do it too for a check. I'm like, I don't have no money for no Uber. I'm like, when are you coming home? Do you feel like taking me to school? She like, you gonna have to figure that out on your own because I'm running errands right now, yada 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 yada. So I'm just like, fuck. I was so upset though because like, for one, I know for a fact that she was gonna get on my ass for not going to school, and two, I'm probably not gonna go to that party because of me not going to school, and three, I wanted to fucking see Noah. Like, we was just texting last night. I wanted to come to school and fucking see Noah, okay? Like, I wanted to see him. I wanted to fucking see him. Like, I just fucking can't see my man because like, my dumb ass woke up late because I don't know what the fuck I was doing last night. I was probably frolicking, but I woke up late. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I'm hurt. I'm fucking mad. I'm pissed off. Like, I'm angry. I'm fucking pissed off. Like, I'm flabbergasted. This shit is not okay. Like, what the fuck is going on? So I'm like, fuck, bro. Like, so I'm like, I'm trying to call all of my friends. Like, did y'all get to school yet? Did y'all get to school? Blah blah. They like, nigga, we're at school already. We're at school. I'm like, oh my God, I'm pissed off. So I just say, okay, fuck it. I end up not going to school that day. Like, I end up not going to school, but I was trying to kiss my mom's ass because I know I wanted to ask her, can I go to this party tomorrow? So I think it got like 12 p.m. by this time. My mom's still not back, y'all. Like, she's running errands. Like, she's out doing what a woman does. A black woman, a black Nubian queen in America. Like, she's doing what a woman does. You know, she's running errands, trying to fend for her family. So I'm at home cleaning. I'm trying to kiss ass because it's like I'm kissing ass today. I'm like, I don't care. Like, I cleaned up the whole house. I even cleaned the bathroom, and everybody know me. I don't like cleaning the bathroom unless I'm the last one in there. That is so. I cleaned the bathroom. I cleaned the kitchen. I'm talking about I'm sweeping the garage floor. Like, I'm going all out. Then vacuumed the carpets and everything that made up my brother's beds, my bed. Like, I done went all out. Because I'm like, I don't want to hear her mouth. I'm trying to leave. Like, I'm trying to go, girl. I'm trying to go. Like, you know, cool. So my mother gets home at like, I don't know, like midday sometimes. It wasn't too midday, but it was like a little bit, maybe like an hour after I finished cleaning. So if it was like noon, I don't know, maybe like 1 o'clock, 1:30. We just gonna give out some times, 1:30. She comes home. She like, ooh, it smells good up here. She's like, you cleaned up? I'm like, yeah, I cleaned up. She was like, oh, okay. She was like, I appreciate that so much. She was like, what's your reason for cleaning up? And I'm like, bitch, I'm not gonna tell you right now, but just say thank you. Cause I'm like, girl, I'm trying to go to this party. But I ain't tell her that. I just said, because I wasn't doing nothing. Like, I ain't go to school. I already finished my homework and everything. Like, you know, it's like, cool, you know, whatever, boom. She's like, okay, well, I appreciate it, blah, blah, blah. So she goes up there, she puts the groceries up, y'all. I go in the bathroom. I'm sitting on the toilet and I'm on my phone. I get a text from Noah. And Noah's like, yo, like, where you at? Now, mind y'all too, me and him did have science and biology together. So yesterday, I'm saying yesterday, like, girl, on Thursday, which was, you know, the day before, I didn't see him. Like, I saw him walk past my class, but I didn't see him in those classes. That's why I said, like, I didn't see him for the rest of the day. I don't know what was going on with him. I think he was in like ISS or something. Cool, bada bing. But anyway, he texted me and was like, hey, where you at? And I don't know which class it was, but it was either gym or biology or whatever that fucking science class is. I can't think about it, but it was either gym. One of those classes that I had first with him. He noticed I wasn't there, and I was like, yeah, I'm like, I overslept. He's like, damn, how you do that? I was like, I don't know. I said, I don't know, you know? I overslept. Noah, why? Why do you want? He's like, yeah, I noticed that you wasn't in class. That's why I asked. I'm like, yeah. He was like, oh, well, that just means you get more rest for tomorrow. And I'm like, yeah, about that, Noah, I don't know. I just said, yeah, okay, cool. You know, left it at that, and we were talking about whatever else we were talking about. So I ended up getting up, and I just ended up grabbing the balls to fucking ask my mom, can I go to this party? So, I go in the kitchen. My mom's putting up the groceries. I'm like, hey, mom. She's like, yeah. She's like, what's up? I'm like, is it okay if, like, you know, I go to this party tomorrow? She's like, party? I'm like, yeah. She was like, no. I'm like, ma, please. She like, no. I'm like, please. She like, no. I'm like, please. She like, no. I'm like, ma, come on. Like, I cleaned up the whole house. She said, that's why you cleaned up the house. I'm like, yeah, girl. She like, I don't know. Let me see how I feel tomorrow. And I was like, oh my God, the party's tomorrow. I'm just like, girl. She gets on my ass about how, you know, the week before I stayed out all night, didn't come home till the morning, and how, like, I didn't go to school this morning. Like, she just felt like I'm just lagging and slacking and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, girl, we all have our days. Please be quiet. Anyway, so that was that day. That was Friday. Saturday comes. I'm waking up, I'm showering, I'm getting ready, because I'm really hoping my mama say, yeah. I already know my mama. She gonna say no. I know she was gonna say no. So before she could tell me no, I cut her off right. So after my shower, after I get ready and everything, my mom calls me and she said, yeah, so about that party. And I cut her off. I said, it's okay, ma, the party's not going on, but am I able to go to my best friend's house? Like, we gonna study for this big exam that's coming up, blah, blah, blah. She's like, oh, study? I'm like, yeah, cool. She was like, yeah, because I was gonna tell you, like, I really don't want you going to a party, because I just, you know, like this and that. I'm like, oh no. I knew she was gonna say no, so I had to throw her off. I had to throw her off. And I did what I needed to do. And you would do it too for some no, I'm just playing. So I'm like, yeah. She's like, okay, well, what time are you leaving? I was like, I'm gonna leave at like 4. But you know, I ain't gonna be out all night. I'm gonna just, you know, she was like, okay, cool, such and such. I was like, but if I do need to like spend the night, is that okay? I'll just let you know. So she's just like, yeah, you know, I have your best friend's number. So if anything goes on, you know, I'm gonna either call her, I'm gonna call you if you don't want to answer. And I'm just like, oh my God, here she go doing the like, okay, girl. Anyway, boom. So I'm like, okay, mind y'all, it's early in the morning, I already in shower, so I got a few hours before, you know, I actually leave. The party wasn't at 4, but I really was gonna go to my best friend's house because she was coming to the party with me as well, right? So, but we weren't riding together. I'm about to go with Noah. You know, I'm about to go with Noah. So I, like 4 o'clock comes, I go down to my best friend's house and everything, because she literally lived on the same block as me. So that's what also made it like really believable with like my mom and everything. So I go down to my best friend's house, and we're there, we're chilling for a little minute. I text Noah like, hey, like, what time were you trying to get me? He was like, well, the party's at 8. I could grab you at like 6. I was like, 6? That's a little early, don't you think? He's like, well, I mean, it's up to you if you want me to grab you a little later. I'm like, no, 6 is cool. I'm like, he's like, okay, cool. So I told my best friend like, hey, I'm gonna be leaving in like a few, because by this time it got like 5 o'clock. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be leaving in a minute. She was like, where you going? I was like, oh, I'm still going to the party, but you know, because she didn't know, like, I wasn't about to tell her, because it's like no, like, you know, like, no. So she's like, who you going with? I'm like, with Noah. She like, with Noah? I'm like, yeah. She was like, why? I was like, oh, we just gonna kick it for a little bit. Like, he might take me to the party and everything. And I know you gotta get ready and stuff. Like, you gotta put on your makeup and everything. And she was like, oh, okay. So she kind of brushed it off. I'm like, yeah. Most awkward shit in my life, y'all. Like, very awkward. So awkward, because I felt like she like thought something was going on. I was like, bruh, like, no, like, yeah, but no. So around 6 o'clock comes, so Noah ended up texting me. By this time it got like 6 6:30. He texted, he was like, hey, I'm outside. And I was like, no. I'm like, pull back up. Like, I'm texting him fast as shit. I'm like, back up. Cause I forgot to tell him to come down the street, like a few houses down. Cause that's where my best friends stay. Like, we only live maybe like 5 houses down from each other. But I told him like, no. So he's like, okay. So he backs up, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna see you in a second. My best friend, she like, okay, cool. I'll see you at the party, whatever. I hop out, I go outside, I go to the car, and oh my God, this boy, y'all, like, sent from heaven. You don't even know, just I shouldn't believe it's outside the way that sent from heaven. Y'all, this shit here gets juicy. It gets juicy. So so I get in the car, I'm like, what's up, bro? He's like, what's up, what's going on? I was like, nothing. Like, you know, he's like, why you have me pull down here? Who house is this? I'm like, you know, such and such. He's like, oh, she right here. I'm like, yeah. He was like, she no. I'm like, no, you know, she don't know nothing. Like, don't worry about it. He's like, okay. I didn't want to tell him that I couldn't go to the party because I didn't want him to think like I was like a lame or something. Like, oh, your mom didn't want you to go to the party. Like, you know, I wasn't going out like that. I wasn't gonna go out like no weak ass nigga. No, nigga, I can go to the party. I make my own rules, even though I don't, but I do. So I'm like, you know, whatever, cool, whatever. So I said, so what are we about to do for the meantime? Because the party don't start till 8. It's 6:30. So he's like, well, we could pregame. I was like, okay. I'm like, where we going? He was like, in my car. I was like, hey, all right, Noah, we can pregame in the car. So anyway, we drive around like the neighborhood and we find a place to park. He's playing music. He pulls out like 2 Monacos. If you guys don't know what a Monaco is, it's basically like this little thought drink that's like, oh, it gets you fucked up. It's like, I think 9% alcohol, but like if you have 2, baby, you're done. But yeah, it gets you fucked up, like messed up. And yeah, like we're in the car, we're sipping and we're talking and everything. And then one thing after another, like I start filling my liquor. It's about 7 o'clock at this time now. I'm filling my liquor. I'm pretty sure he was filling his too because like while we were sitting there, like I was like just looking at him talk, like while he was talking to me and everything, and like I was looking at his lips, and I remember him asking me like, what are you looking at? And I was like, I'm just listening to you talk. He was like, no, you looking at my lips. And I was like, yes, I am, Noah. I'm looking at your lips. Let me suck them. So he was like, it's okay, because I've been looking at yours since you got in the car. And I'm like, I don't know how to flirt. Can you stop? So I'm just like, I'm like, oh yeah. He like, yeah. I was like, you funny as fuck. Like, cause I really didn't know how to fucking flirt at the time. So I noticed he like leans his seat back and he looks at me and he's like, you still looking at him? And I was like, looking at what? He's like, my lips. I was like, maybe. And he was like, come taste them then. And I was like, oh fuck. Taste them? You ever taste your lips? I'm like, okay. So y'all, I'm still a little shy. Like, I don't know what the fuck to do. I'm just shy. Like, I'm literally shy. Like, right now, like, I'm literally shy. I'm like, okay, maybe if he just wants to taste his lips a little bit, I could just taste them. That's all, right? It's just a little lip. That's it. It's a little bitty one. So I go over there, suck a little bit. And now I'm pregnant. No, but okay, so I'm like, all right. So I take another sip and like, I'm moving really slow because like, y'all, I'm nervous. Like, I'm like, fuck, like what's going on? He grabs my hand and like, he just like kind of pulls me, like guides me over to him. And you know, he's like leaned back. So of course I sit on him, kind of like straddle his lap and everything. And he grabs my face like this, he grabs my face like this, and we start kissing. And yes, before anybody asks, yes, he had tints. Cause if you watch any of my the other story time with the car, with Buddy in the car, he didn't have tints. But yeah, Noah had tints, and yeah, we were just kissing and everything. Like, boy, oh boy, he was groping, like he was groping the derriere. It was a time to be alive. It was a time to be alive. I'm not gonna lie, we almost had sex in the car, but we're gonna get to that. As we're kissing and everything, it was amazing. Like, I was grabbing his face, like he was grabbing my body. He was like, it was amazing. We were sipping, listening to music as we going, we talking here and there, you know, back to kissing. By this time, our fucking drinks are gone, like gone. So, like, well, and bitch, I'm not even gonna say I'm tipsy. I was drunk. Well, I was like overly tipsy. You know, I was tipsy as fuck. You know when you like super tipsy or like you got liquor in your system, you kind of start moving like a crackhead, like real fast. So that's how we were. Like, I'm like kissing him, I'm like touching his penis and shit. Like, I'm like, it's like it was a lot going on. So like we're both like just moving fast as fuck. Like, I tried to take off his shirt, he was trying to take off mine, but it was just like a lot going on. Like, it was cramped. Like, we were so close to almost having sex, but then he was just like, he was like, wait. I was like, what? He was like, I want you. I was like, I want you too. Like, so come on. He's like, wait. I'm like, what? Like, what's going on? Why you steady telling me to wait? So he's like, you want to ditch the party? And I was like, ditch it? And then what? do what? He was like, we could just go back to my crib and, you know, he was like, I got more Monacos there. We could like sip some more, just, you know, have a good time. I'm like, probably fuck. Let's go. Let's do it. So boom, I hop back in my seat, put on my seatbelt. He puts on his seatbelt. He's flying to the crib. Now mind y'all, he doesn't stay far because we all stay, like I told you, like the town that I lived in was like very small. So, you know, he does stay far, but this nigga is flying. I'm like, he's doing 80 in his 60 fucking ticket because he ain't had it in a minute. I'm like, okay. So we pull up to his crib and I'm just like, wait, ain't your OG here? He's like, yeah, she on the other side of the house though. If y'all remember me telling y'all, this nigga has this big dumb ass house. Big open up. So we get out the car, we go in the house. He walks me upstairs to his room, of course. Y'all know I walked through that little hallway that he has, cause like his room was like 2 big dumb ass rooms put together. It was fucking weird. And I go sit on his bed. He's like, I'll be right back. I'm like, all right. He runs downstairs and comes back up with Monacos, and you know, like, I'm like, okay. He locks the door behind him, and literally he waited none. He literally waited no time. Like, as soon as he locked the door, he's walking up, like takes his clothes off, like taking off his shirt, walking up to me, and like just fucking pushes me on the bed, grabs my legs, and like just it was a lot going on. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I want you. So he's kissing me and everything. He takes off my shirt. His shirt is already off. I'm just touching on this nice little basketball body. Like, fuck, like you're so sexy, you're so fine, oh fine, like fuck. We kissing, and he did something that was very unexpected that I didn't expect for him to do. He went down on me, like he gave me head and he ate my ass. And I was like, I'm not mad at it. I was like, I'm not mad at it. But in my head, I'm thinking like, you told me you never did shit with a guy. So I was like, okay, I wouldn't go ask him right then and I just let it, you know, I just let us have a good time. But then like he went back up and like gave me head again. And then he looked at me and was like, he was like, I never did this. Am I doing it right? And I was like, oh, thank you God, because I thought that you were homosexual. I'm like, you know, so I'm like, yeah, you're fine, cool. That happened. I flip him around and I gave him the little, you know, the little walk 3000. And then he gets up, goes in his pants pocket that he just took off on the floor, and he goes in it and pulls out a condom. And I don't know what happened after that, but I'll tell y'all. But like, I moved up to like the top of the bed, pulled the covers over me. He came from the bottom of the bed inside of the cover. Slipped the condom on, and yeah, we were in missionary at this point. I was on my back, and you know, he took a minute for it to get in, but when it got in, it was a time to be alive. And it was a great experience. We didn't have bad experience. We didn't have a bad experience at all. I was like, wow, I never had it like this before. Like, oh my God, like what the fuck is going on? Are you kidding me? So y'all, we were having sex for like literally, like it lasted so long. It was like 45 minutes. Like, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, can you not bust? But I think you were just like enjoying it because he ended up busting. But like, oh my God, I just remember feeling like so protected while it was going on, and I love that feeling, right? The eye contact, him being so verbal, like, you know, it was amazing. It was, wow. Am I still thinking about it? Probably fuck. So then he bust, and like usually I'd be the type, like I'll be like, I want my nut, but I was like, fuck it, like whatever, because it was just good. It was great. I was satisfied with what the fuck went on. And child, y'all, he was sweaty as fuck. Like looking at him, like I was like, this is a lot of man. Like, what the fuck? Like, wow, who's your father? So I can say, good job, pal, for passing the torch. That was a lot. I think it was about like 8:30, 9 o'clock at this time. And after we had sex, we were just kind of sitting there just talking. Like it was so casual and like easy. It was like natural, if that makes sense. You know, it was like nothing was weird or awkward anymore. We were just literally talking. Like he was explaining how he's so attracted to me. I was like, I'm attracted to you too. Like, and I don't know, just wasn't weird. Like the first time I was really scared, but this time I wasn't. Like it was so weird. Like it was so weird that it wasn't weird. You know, it was so weird. Right? Okay, I think I said that right. And I'm just like, I fucks with this. Like I really like this. I like this boy. And I end up telling him that. Like I'm like, would I be wrong to admit that I like you? And he was like, and he literally looked at me in my face and said, I was just deep inside of you. He said, if you told me you didn't like me, I would be mad. I said, we're cool then. I said, how do you feel? And he expressed that he likes me too, that he has feelings for me. And then after our little long emotional talk, I was like, I know this sounds crazy, but you want to hit this party still? He was like, shit, I'm down. I'm like, cool. And I ended up telling him, like, I lied to my mom so I could see you. To really, like, I told her the party, like, I mean, the party was actually a party, but I didn't even go there, so we might as well. He was like, yeah. So we ended up going to the party, and everybody saw us walk walk in, and when I tell you, I felt like all eyes were on us because it was so many people there from the party the weekend before, or from the last party that weekend, the weekend or 2 weekends before that. Like they saw us coming together, and then they saw us leave together. So this time they see us walking together again. But I'm like, I don't know, maybe I was just in my head. Anyway, we had a good time at the party. Everybody's drinking, we're playing games. Like, it was great. It was great. And then I end up texting my mom like, hey, is it okay if I stay out? She was like, yeah. She was like, yeah, just you need to be home early in the morning. I was like, okay. She didn't think too much of nothing. And yeah, so I asked her that because Noah wanted me to come back to his house that night, and I did. So after the party, mind you, I was fucked up again, like still more fucked up. We get back to his house and we just instantly lay down and cuddle. Like, y'all, we cuddled so we couldn't cuddle anymore. Like, it was so amazing. And I remember we were watching American Dragon Jake Long, if y'all know what that is, from Disney Channel, and went to sleep. And it was amazing. And then after that, like after that time, we just had more good times, even bad times, but we had more good times. Like, it was amazing, like amazing. But we woke up the next morning, shit was still just cool, casual. He took me home because I told him like I needed to go home. And y'all, I was so fucked up. Like, I was so hungover, my head was pounding, it was bad. I didn't even care about him dropping me off in front of the crib. Like, literally I didn't at all. I was about to get out the car, and he grabs my arm and kisses me, and I'm just like, damn, we in it for real. I'm like, he liked me, I like him, I don't even care. I don't even care. Yeah, so we kiss, and then I get out the car, I go in the house, and I go straight to my room. My mom, she was like, hey, Jib, because that's what she called me. Like, she was like, hey, Jib. I'm like, hey, Mom. She was like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, nothing. I just tired. I wasn't ready to wake up this early. She was like, oh, okay. So I go in the room, and I just go lay down, like, literally. And I didn't wake up till like 5 p.m. that day. I had like 3 messages from Noah saying like he enjoyed our time and everything. I'm just like, me too. And y'all, ever since then, like, it's just been cool. Other than like, I start hearing rumors about him supposedly getting a girl pregnant. But it was that shit was some crazy shit. But anyway, that's it for this story time. I love you guys so much. Thank y'all for watching. If y'all want more story times, please comment down below. Or even if you want like a part 3, or if you want my summer with Noah, let me know. Because that was some crazy shit. Like, it was a lot that went on that summer with Noah ass. So if you guys want that, please comment down below. I will be more than happy to make that a series for y'all. All of my new subscribers, thank y'all so much. And for all of my returning subscribers, thank you so much for being loyal and just, you know, sticking with me. I love y'all so much. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, click that bell on the side so that you can be notified. Make sure that you tell a friend or two, because it is good for you. Thank y'all so much. I love y'all, and I will see y'all in my next YouTube video. Bye.